Hi, Carla. Thanks for your question. I agree that liberal states have, thus far managed to keep the peace amongst themselves. Similar democratic norms and systems of governance have resulted in there being fewer wars between liberal states. And, Kant's argument, I think, is a good one, that being that the consent of citizens is a prerequisite for war. As we see the resurgence of more isolationist or perhaps less interventionist attitudes, I think we'll see the withholding of that consent on a more regular basis and thus fewer wars. What concerns me most, getting into the meat of your question, certainly of Doyle's piece, is this slide toward more illiberal forms of governance and what we would consider, democracies or liberal states, such as Poland and Hungary, for instance. While this may not result in the outbreak of war, it could certainly create smaller scale, diplomatic crises, for instance, and affect the ability of liberal states to, police the violation of liberal norms on the world stage. And we're already beginning to see these fractures form. I mean, again, look at Hungary and Poland, for instance. And as a liberal government gains legitimacy on the world stage, backed perhaps by China, which hasn't remade its political system in the way some Western leaders might have hoped with global integration, what will this mean for the main point of Doyle's article, this liberal peace that's existed for quite a number of years now? I don't think we'll see a fighting war necessarily, but certainly something along the lines of a Cold War, a more ideological conflict, subterfuge, and conflict via proxy could be more likely, and I think we should be looking into that more closely.